Hey guys, Nick Bakken here. I'm a member of the Patreon group and Daily Refinement on Facebook, and I wanted to share with you some tricks on how to barcode your SKU system. I've been implementing many of Chris's systems. I love his SKU system. It's really helped my eBay store that I started last fall, and I'm moving everything over to that SKU system. And I have a background in inventory management systems. I actually worked for Fortune 500 companies for over 10 years, helping them get better inventory systems. So I kind of understand how the barcode label process works with most companies. And I wanted to be able to use that technology in our eBay stores for efficiency. And also a major benefit is quality tracking, because you'll make sure, as long as your process is good, you're going to ship the right products to the right customers. So I think I have a design and a barcode scanning system that will help us do that. And I just wanted to go over that with us today in this video. And so the first thing I wanted to show you was just a simple Amazon box. This is just your typical Amazon order that had come in. And I wanted to show you their SKU label. You can see it's a unique number, custom SKU. These labels are, another term might be called like a license plate, because it's a unique identifier. And Amazon may have their own terminology for it. I haven't ever worked for Amazon, but I've seen these labels used in those type of systems. So you have a unique number and a barcode associated to it. Some companies will use both an inbound, meaning their internal component, and then also an outbound. So this could be the outbound because it's on the outbound box, SKU or license plate that's been associated to that product, to that shipment. So Amazon can always figure out what its purpose is, who it's being sent to. And so just knowing that technology, knowing that system really helps you understand how to implement that into your own system. And that, hey, if the Fortune 500 companies are doing it, why can't we, right? So just with a simple SKU 1x3 label is what I have here. And I'm utilizing the 2D barcode, the 1D barcode, as well as a QR code on these labels. That gives me all three technologies that exist if I have a different scanner or if I want to use my phone to pick something up. These are all readable and scannable at this size. Now, depending on your technology, your phone, how your scanner works, you can get bigger labels. You can get these are 4x2s. And you could also, even go into a 4x6. You can get as big of a label as you want. And I would just say the label just needs to be as big as it needs to be. We saw the Amazon label was like a 2x2.5 or 2x3. So it's just as big as it needs to be to perform the function. To make the barcodes, there's a software that we're going to go over to cover that. These labels can be printed on either like a Zebra label printer or a Avery label, and you can use their software as well. To read the barcodes, I picked up a NetumScan. I will show you what it looks like here on the screen. It's just a little handheld USB operated, almost like a USB mouse with a dongle, wirelessly capable scanner. And there is a charging system in it too, so it will charge an internal battery. It becomes portable. Comes with this nice stand. The stand can be nice because it'll be hands-free, and you can turn it on what's called continuous scan mode, so that the barcode reader will always be active until you tell it to stop. And that can be very effective in order to process a high volume of labels at one time. And then the printer I'm using, again, you can use Avery labels with the right technology to get you your SKU system. Just as long as it's incrementing the numbers and the barcodes, you can use any printing system you want. You can even use paper and cut out the paper and tape it to a box. But for those of you who have invested in shipping printers, you can use your shipping printer, your Zebra printer, put in the different label size, print off, 100 or 1,000 of these labels at a time, and then, put back in your shipping labels again. Okay, and then finally, how will this system help with inventory and shipping? So if you have these labels pre-printed and you print them in a series, so you have 1, 2, 3 as they go up, you'll have an incrementing number, and the barcode, which you can see the little number below it, is going to increment with the labels. If you're using the software correctly, it will do that for you and integrate the barcode right in. And so what we do is when we're putting our items into stock, they're getting put into stock with one of these labels, a unique identifier that will not be repeated. And then this is the custom SKU field that gets put into eBay. So when you're listing your item, you will type that in, or if you're on a if you're doing it on a computer, which I know some of you like to do, and in the custom SKU field, you pick up your scanner and you scan that barcode, and it puts that barcode SKU number right into the custom SKU field for you. So no matter what position you're on or what number you're on, it's going to get the right digits in there. And then once you're going to ship your items and you're in your orders, let me just refresh this page for us. So right now I'm in all orders. I don't have any active orders to ship yet for today, but any of these screens work the same way. There's a drop down here that says buyer username by default. We're going to switch that to custom SKU. And so once we've gone out, we've picked our items, we come into this field and we have this product ready to ship. Let's say it's in my shipping container and I want to ship it out. I will scan that SKU and it will bring up the listing for that SKU. It's the only record it will return if you're using a unique system that increments and does not repeat. So that summarizes how to have those SKU labels used in the outbound process. And what I would recommend, this is something that I've begun to do, is, of course, if you're going to store things in a plastic bag or whatever to keep it separate is good too. Some of these mailers, if you're using a mailer to ship out products and they're used very efficiently, if you buy these in bulk, you can get these for 10, 15, 20 cents each. Make sure you're getting quality ones. There are some out there that aren't as quality, but you can still get them at a good rate. And I'm just labeling my high running items like media, electronical stuff that I know is going to ship right away. I'm putting my product right into a bubble mailer right from the get-go, so I never have to transfer the product. It always will have one license plate, one SKU number. I don't have to worry about what item went in here. And I'll show you when we get to the shipping screen how you can match up your shipping label accordingly. Okay, so let's go over how we will print these barcodes first. I'm using a program that I'll show you here that is called ZebraDesigner Essentials is the name of the program. And when you come in here and you create a new label, you tell it the size of the label. I would recommend printing some blanks out to make sure, you know, it's or with some sample text to make sure it's printing out at the right size and the right margins and that sort of thing. But you can see it's a very simple software where you come in, you add a text field, you add a barcode field, and you just drag and drop these onto the label size, position them where you want them to be, resize them, make them bold, you know, whatever it is that's going to help you set that up. Now within the barcode itself, if you double click on it, it's going to have a data info here. And what you choose in this program is what's called the counter, which is what is going to count that label. So when you say, hey, print me 50 labels, it's going to start at the first digit and add 50 up, 50 different digits in a count function. So here's my initial value. It's showing me how it's going to continue adding. And your last number can be a letter or a number. So if this was ending with, let's say, an A, which I know some of you might have that sort of system, it will add A through Z, and then after Z, you got to look at what the system's doing. You may just want to do 26 labels and start over again with a different digit. But in any case, this system will work with both types. Okay, and so it's really the same thing on the text field too. When you add that text field and you double click it, there's fixed data will be the default. You switch that to counter, and it does the same thing, but instead of doing it on a barcode, it's just doing it with the text. So you can also set whether it's an increment or decrement, depending on what you want to have for your system. how many steps you want each SKU to take. Like, for example, it's going to default to 1. But if you want, for example, maybe you want 2 of each label because you want for, you know, an internal box, you know, internal bag and an external bag, and you want that second label already printed, you keep it with it. And you just peel it off when you need to peel it off, then you can have it print 2 labels at one time. You know, that can be very efficient for a system as well. But my default is 1, 1, and 1. You know, using the printer counter if supported. You may have to mess with some of these values to find the right thing that works for you, but most of the default stuff is left as is. And then when you go to print, you know, either file print or the print action here, and you have your printer driver installed, you know, pick your speed and darkness, which is common for those printers. Then you tell it how many labels you want, which determines how high it goes. So again, in the case, if I wanted to do 50 of them, it will print RM001 and then 0002, 3, 4, and so on. And the barcodes change with it because I've set up every barcode that way. And so in the end, when you print it out, you get something that looks like this, and each one is its own label that can be peeled off and applied. Finally, for the different barcode types, I didn't show you guys that. If you go to the barcode tab, okay, in the barcode world, there's what's called code 128. There's another name for it, might be 3 of 9, depending on the software you're using. That is your traditional one-dimensional SKU style barcode. There you can see 3.9 is another similar one. They have lots of them out here, but if you just look at the different 1Ds and 2Ds, and then there's only a couple QR code options. So there's just one QR. And then for the 2D, I just tend to use data matrix. You may have to look into what works for your scanner. I knew the scanner that I have will work with a data matrix label. So that's what I chose to use, but there are other 2D options that may be relevant. So in each of the settings of the barcode, I've picked the appropriate type I want. I've sized it. I then test these to make sure that they're scanning, you know, both close up. I want to make sure the scanner will pick up the label when it's close and also when it's far away, and it does that. And so I am I'm happy with the sizing and the design, and I have prototyped it to get it to this point. Okay, and then when you're printing your shipping labels, there is a field inside of eBay on the shipping screen that is an additional option that is normally unchecked, but I highly recommend that this is checked regardless of how your store is set up, because once you check it, it will be checked for every order. And it says add custom text on label. When you click that, the default text that the eBay app will pull in is your SKU number. So when you print your label, your SKU number from your inventory from the beginning will then be on this label. So I've printed it out, and to show you an example here, it might be kind of hard to read. It's I actually want eBay to make it a little bit bigger, but right here at the top of the label here, this little tiny bit of text, which I can read. It says, you know, my SKU number can then be matched up to the product that I'm shipping out, and I know that I'm sending the right product to the right person. And I have a good quality operation using the barcode system from inbound all the way to the shipping portion. And so I hope this has helped you guys understand how to activate barcode scanning for your system. What I want to work on next is how to find either a Bluetooth device that connects to a cell phone or some sort of scanner or entry system to put this into the custom SKU field when uploading on mobile. So that's my next development. Let me know if you have any questions. Send me a comment, send me a message, and I'd be happy to answer and help you guys set up your own system with barcode labels.